I'll turn on my mic as soon as we begin. Just give me a little bit. I'm going to be sending a tweet out real fast. Yeah, I'm going to be sending out a tweet and then we'll be good. Okay, tweet has been sent out. We will begin soon. Maybe give it like another 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Yo, Jorge. Already, I love seeing everyone in here. Okay, unpin the message. Alrighty, guys. Let me end the music now. Okay, music is ended. Got my charts up. Make sure everything cool. Alrighty, guys. So, for those of you guys who are new, my name is Kyle. Welcome, or FBI, and I am one of the co-owners of what used to be Royal Market Burglars, but now known as Highborn Trading. Reason for the name change being is because Royal Market Burglar, the initial founder of this, has given up a lot of what he owns, and now multiple people own it. So to make it feel like it's not just his thing anymore, we completely changed the name, which is really nice. It's really cool. So we are now Highborn Trading. But yeah, other than that, for those of you guys who are new, what this is, it's Sunday Stock Talk, and basically I just give my weekly analysis on what I think is going to happen in the markets, and ES and SPY, what I think is going to happen to those. But yeah, so first off, we have ES. It is dropping. So it's currently just barely holding on. Like, it is just barely holding on right here. We actually bounced off nicely off the trend line here. So if we pull this up here, let's zoom this out some. Why is it only going that far back? Oh, that's really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, there we go. Cool, now we're good. It just had to load. It's loading in still. But yeah, so we see here that we're bouncing off this daily trend line that we have here. We bounced off of it before at these same levels, and then we made a nice move back upwards for the rejection on downwards. And we are currently below. Actually, let me make that into a box instead, so we can see. So we are below 4151, which is an important level, and then the bottom of this important level is right here. So this gray zone is a massive zone, guys. We really need to see a bounce occur within this gray zone. There you go. So now we're just kind of consolidating within this gray zone here after bouncing off of that trend line. What we need to see occur is a clear push. It has to have volume. There has to be volume on this. We need to see a clear push above 4151 in order for us to even go back upwards to these levels here of 4175 to 4194. This whole range right here was a massive range, and for anyone who's part of our group would always hear me in our live chat, would always hear me be talking about this and saying how these were massive crucial levels for us to break. And then I also mentioned how the fact that we broke them would lead to a massive flush occurring. So as soon as we broke this 4175 level, we just immediately came down to 4120, creating a 45-point drop downwards. 45-point drop downwards, which is insane. That's insane to see. So we need to have a bounce. We need to have a strong push above 415 here, 4151, in order for us to go back upwards to these 4175s to 4195 levels here. If we start to see a rejection either within here or here, within this area here, like literally anywhere, as long as its rejection occurs above here, I would start looking for more downside. So if this ever gets back upwards to these levels here, I'd start looking for a rejection to go back downwards and create new lows. If we don't even happen to break this box, we could. I mean, this is a what, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is a 40-point. Yeah, 2, 3. A little more than a 40-point move right here. So if we stay within this 40-point, we could stay in here for maybe a day or so. Who knows? We could have a 4-point inside day tomorrow for SPY, which is very possible. We've seen it happen before. Oh no, on my charts. We've seen it happen before. So there's no reason for it not to do it again. So we could see an inside day between this zone here before we finally make our move occurring. If that happens, I just look for the consolidation here. You could play this as a zone, so you would play the support here, you would play calls here for the move here, and then puts here for the move down here. Careful of any fake outs within the consolidation that can occur. But yeah, if we can't break upwards, we either stay in here, or we could see a nice push downwards if we continue to just keep on breaking lower. I mean, so what we have here forming, the more I'm looking at this right now, is like this is a inverse head and shoulders pattern here. So typically what occurs in an inverse head and shoulders pattern is the stock tends to go up. So since we have that inverse head and shoulders pattern here, I also see a trend forming as well here. So if we start from the top there and bring it downwards, we have this trend line that forms, and then we can do the same thing from this one here. And then we see that we have this that forms here. I can even make this better. There we go. So now we have this trend line that we see here occurring. I'd say if we get a rejection offwards of around like 4138 right here, we could potentially see a break downwards of around 4128, 4129 before we continue to push downwards and see 4115, 4113. And if we break this trend line, guys, like that would be awful. So in an inverse head and shoulders pattern, this tends to go. So we're going to need a break upwards above 4136 in order for this to continue to push upwards based on this pattern here. But overall, the move that I see occurring is if there's no volume that comes in for the push upwards, this could drop, and then like I was saying, I could see 4115 to 4113, 112 area there. And then if anything breaks below there, like it's going back downwards to 4101. And then anything, I mean, 4101 is such a crucial level. Like, let me see if there's even anything else that I can look at or pull up. Okay, here we go. So here's some more hourly data. Yeah, guys, after 4101, 4029, 4030 is really possible for ES, which would be very scary to see because this level comes all the way back from May 5th, the 5th or May 12th, sorry. So be very cautious of any sort of drop that can occur. Now we could of course get the push downwards, and then we could see a nice bounce occur somewhere at these levels that I was mentioning between 4115 and 4113, and then we could see another push upwards. So we have to be very cautious with that. But overall, if we stay below if we stay below 4139, 414, start looking for a continuation to the downside. That would also be a bad spot for some shorts if you wanted to. But yeah, that's all I have for ES really. It can get very ugly soon, guys. It can get very ugly soon. So we have to be very careful with that. Um, Something else for us to look at. Um, for Mark Jones, what stock is this? It's futures. So for futures, this is ES. So in terms of stock, in terms of stock, that would be SPY. So you can look at ES, and then it would be SPY. That's what this is. It's just like how it's ES, SPX, and SPY. Those are all like correlated with each other. But yeah, so we covered ES. Now some earnings that I want to cover. A big earnings that I'm looking at is DraftKings, guys. I'm really paying attention to DraftKings. It's been beaten down so hard. So hard. It I see so much potential growth for DraftKings that like at these numbers here, I feel like this is a complete steal. I could see this potentially even seeing $9 potentially. Like if it could see $9, but overall I really do think DraftKings is a great company. It's a great stock in my opinion, and at these levels here with earnings coming up, I do believe that they will do well and create a nice run up. So what I'd be looking for is I'd be looking for this to potentially curl back upwards to maybe 15 to 16. Um, I'm really hoping this is a nice consolidation here before it starts to make its curl back upwards. Because I mean, if it can do that, that'd be amazing. Let me see its fib levels that it currently sits at too. So I mean, low it can see 11. Before 11, it could see 1139. So we'll create this as a zone here. Cool, so now we have our zone for DraftKings here, where it should bounce at. Let me get rid of these lines now. There we go. Now if we're trying to track any micro moves that can occur, I am going to go from here down to here, 1306. Okay, key level to look for would be 1757. Would be right here. Our key level, this is our absolute key level to look for, is this 1735 to 1757 level here. Right around this range. That's our key level because that's where a bunch of our fib levels sit at. So if that's the case, then what tends to happen is that it tends to be a major level. So we have right here between 16 and 1631 and then 1737. Let me actually draw this as a zone too before I even forget. So we have our level set. We could see DraftKings potentially see down here of $11, or it could see $16. I am really looking for this push upwards on DraftKings here. I do think that they will do well, so I am going to most likely snag DraftKings. And they're on Friday. Their earnings are Friday pre-market, which is basically the prime time where I like to play earnings. Anyone here good at ThinkScript? Yeah, it depends. What do you need? But yeah, DraftKings was one of them that I wanted to look at. Another stock that I would like to look at would be AMD. AMD has earnings very soon, and I mean the stock is just getting beat down. And I called the short here. I called it here at this 120 level right here. I was talking about this being a short, and sure enough, it literally fell so hard. So hard. And now we're bouncing off of these fib levels here. It was 83, 81. We do have some micro ones here that I will just delete, since those are just daily levels. I mean, guys, if AMD is continuing to drop the way it is, it, it's not gonna look good. It's really not. Like, I think AMD could potentially see $74, 74.83. You can go back into all my other Sunday stock talks that I've done. I talk about AMD a lot, and I've always kept the same sentiment of this drop happening here. So now we're getting to a point where we're starting to see some consolidation right around earnings time. If everything that I think is possible, AMD could really see $74 to even $57.57. I really think that this would be its potential bounce level here for a final move to continue upwards. But yeah, if AMD cannot get below 57, 74 is crucial here for it. Now let's say AMD does well. It should very well see 100 again soon. It should very well go back up of 100 and hold if AMD does well on earnings. So we have to be careful and ready for that. What was another one that I wanted to look at? Oh yeah, I wanted to look at Shopify. Oh yeah, hold on, let me see. AMD, I believe, has a $7.80 implied move, so that's most likely going to change as we get closer to earnings. Shopify. Shopify, another one of those companies that has just been taking a beating. They have just been getting killed and killed and killed. It completely rejected it. It did try forming some consolidation at the 61.8 level here at 875. Kind of teetered around there for 214 to 121. For like 20 days plus, it just kind of teetered between here before finally breaking downwards. So we have that break downwards that occurs if we're trying to do any sort of fib levels here to see potential future levels. We have to go from here and see. Okay, we have that one. It's just a more important level down here, but it's so close to here. Honestly, I was thinking puts for Shopify, considering growth for them has substantially slowed down since 2022. I mean, they dropped very hard here. The only time they went up was here. I do think Shopify could continue to drop and go lower. However, if they oh wait, they do have their stock split. I forgot they are splitting on June. So this could get a nice little run up right before the stock split. And then if it's a 10-1 split, they would potentially this could go to 1,000 if they do well on earnings before split. Because then if they split, that'd be like $100 a share after split. So I'm going to be looking at that one. But those are the three main companies that I'm going to be looking at. Some other runners that I'd be looking at would be Wish, another one of those stocks that's just been absolutely beaten down. Insane. It just continues to die and die and die, and it's like Wish needs to finally have a good earnings call. So hopefully this earnings call can be it, because I mean this is a $1.70 stock. This is a risky earnings play, but I mean if it does well, this could really go back up and see 2.2. I'd really like to see Wish do well. Let me go through these questions now. Let's see here. What software am I using? I'm using thinkorswim. Let's see here. How do you know or think it will have good earnings? I base it off of previous earnings that it's had in the past and just basically on what's been going on in the world and how other sectors have been doing. Let me see here. You want me to do... Yeah, I'll get to that one. I'm just reading all these beforehand. SPY is literally rising wedge. SPY is going to be bloody this week. Let's see, what does this guy want? I want to shade the first 90 days of an IPO one color, between 90 to 120 days a second color, then no shading after 100 days. Okay. NASCAR all out. If you are in our server, please send me a direct message, like I said, at FBI, and I will help you out with that. Okay, but now it is time to go into stocks that you guys want me to look at. So type down your ticker symbols below, and then I will review them. Bro, how do you know DKNJ is a good company? Because so many people are betting. So many people are betting. Let me see. What was it again? Momo. Let me see here. I sent someone this. So $3.1 billion were wagered on this year's March Madness tournament alone by 45 million Americans. That means that there's over 45 million gamblers out there. That's just 45 million on one tournament going on. Now, of course, we have millions of other people betting on football, hockey, baseball, soccer, anything you can really think of. I mean, like, with more states even also legalizing gambling too, more and more money is just going to be continuing to be dumping into it. The only reason why DraftKings hasn't been profitable is because they spend too much money. They spend too much money, and their CEO takes like a $200–300 million salary. So it's one of those things where it's just like, if they just need to cut back on spending, and once they can cut back on spending, they should. And I mean, even at their current state that they're at, DraftKings has said that they should be profitable within the next 2 years, which they could highly fast pace it. They can fast forward that time. They can make it go by so much faster. They just cut down on certain parts of their spending. So what I'm hoping for is for DraftKings to go along those lines and do something like that. Because yeah, that would be massive. That would be massive for DraftKings. If they can come out profitable faster than expected, that alone right there would help bump the stock up tremendously. But yeah, okay. Everyone type down your ticker symbols below, and I'll look at them. Alright, so we got Tesla, Bank of America. Alright, let's do Tesla first. I mean, Elon sold billions of shares worth of Tesla to fund Twitter. That's why this dropped so hard. And for anyone in voice chat, when the Twitter buying was announced, I mentioned it. I said, watch for Tesla below 1,000. I literally said that. I said, Tesla below 1,000, this thing is going to die. And as soon as it got below 1,000, it died. And I told everyone in voice chat, Tesla below 1,000, take puts. If you took those puts, you've absolutely printed. Absolutely printed. Like, this was so obvious to me that this was so obvious. And then now we bounced off of a crucial 23.6 level here. Just barely missed it, but that's still a bounce offwards that occurs. Now we're within this consolidation range, just right above here. Or just right in that range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and this is now a zone that is occurring. So if we can, let me activate this and bring it out more. And I mean, if this continues to break down below 870, like, I'd say look for this for puts for open, for a break below 870, for a move downwards to around 859. which would be right here. And then it could even potentially see 839.86 before coming back downwards. It is below point of control. It is below point of control within this next day's zone, or not point. It is below value area low within this next day's value area range now. Yeah, I'd say 857 to 860 range right here. This point of control. I'd look for a bounce to occur, maybe even a bounce at 862. 862.10. Look for a bounce to occur around there. Yeah, that right there would be your crucial spot to look for a bounce. Would literally be right here. So if that break happens and we break below these crucial levels here, this would really most likely see 839, 840 before seeing 836, 835, and then potentially 814. Now, if this does get some nice volume, it can break above 900. This should go back upwards to 919 to 926. And, I mean, maybe even 943, 945. Which would be massive again to see. So, we gotta look for that. Let's see, BAC now. Okay, so BAC, we had these levels up here that it just absolutely flushed through. It is continuing to make new lows. I need to look at Bank of America farther out now. Okay. I am liking this area here. Yeah, we bounced nice there. Strong bounce with volume into close as well. Also at a crucial monthly support or weekly support level there. If Bank of America gets below 35.36, this area here, 35.36, this could very well see 35 before seeing 33. 33.50, I believe it could see for the downside push. If it can hold within the zone here, I think the best thing to do would be for calls. Because then you could, I would look for it to hold here for calls for a move back upwards to roughly 36.61 to 38.34. And then maybe even see 40 again. If it could see 40 again, that'd be really nice. Because it did bounce really nice on their earnings day. It did have a really clean move upwards before rejecting off of this resistance level that we got from March 7th. So we do have to be very careful with that coming in. Let me look at it on a smaller frame. Yeah, I'd be looking for this to bounce around here. And then your micro levels to look for would be 36.11 before seeing 36.91, then 37, and then you have 37.42. And then, of course, then 40s. That's what I'd be looking for the upside. And then, of course, I gave my downside where it could see 33, 33.50. So that's what I'd be looking for. Let's see here. UAL, NVIDIA, Amazon. NASCAR All Out. I am not Royal Market Burglar. I am FBI. BAC, we did that with UAL. Okay. Do you need to pay for your alerts? Yes, you do. UAL, we'll do that one right now, though. I'm really liking airlines. Like I really like airlines. I'm actually still in my American Airlines calls that I bought at the start of this month. I really see a lot of strength going into airlines, especially with how they did on earnings and with the fact that United Airlines came out profitable for the first time, and I think it was 2 years or something like that that they became out profitable. Shows great signs of growth within the travel sector. And based on that alone, I would really like to see UAL get back up to where it once was. Because, I mean, this stock was a monster. This stock was an absolute monster. It almost hit $100 back before COVID. This was doing amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then COVID hit, and then it just lost everything. It lost so much. I mean, remember, like, everything had to be bailed out. People had to be bailed out. So the fact that now these are becoming profitable again, that's very, very strong. That's a very strong sign of growth occurring. So, and the fact that we are breaking out of this, we did break out of this channel here. I mean, this could see a touch of 40. If this gets back up down to 46, 45 here to 43, this is a great spot in my opinion to grab for long term, because I really do think United Airlines could really like, I mean, this to me, this is just like a give me, you know, it's just gonna take time. Like, I really do think 62.90 is very possible for it again. It's just gonna take some time, but UAL, great long-term investment in my opinion. It's a great long-term investment. If we're talking short-term, United Airlines below 50.68, look for a bounce to occur at 50, and if it can't bounce at 50, then look for it to bounce at roughly 48.74. Before seeing this 46.45. If this breaks and holds above 50.68, I'd look for a push back upwards above 52 for a move to 53, like around there. Yeah, I'd be looking for a move to right around there. But yeah, I have a lot of faith in airlines. I really think that airlines are a great stock for long-term growth. This could suit, I mean, let's see here, long-term. Yeah, this spot right here is the perfect mark for a potential long. And then just hold it. You could look for it here. You could look for another one to occur at 38.47 maybe if it ever were to get back down there. But the odds of that happening, in my opinion, are very, very, very unlikely. Let me see its growth between here. Oh, no, wrong tool. And we're just right above the 618 level here. We're holding just above this 47.45 level, which is crucial. Because this is the daily 61.8 major time frame fib level. So we do have to be watching for that, because I mean, if we can, exactly. So if this can bounce anywhere here, look at this, fib levels intersect right here almost. So there's a range between 62.90 and 65.54. We'll just say between 63 and 65.50. So a $2.54 zone that it has to conquer if it can get back above and go to 65 potentially. And then anything above that, it has room to go to 74, then 82.66, and then 94.83. So those are some of our most crucial levels to look for American Airlines. But again, I do really think that this is going to just pop. Like American Airlines, and they do dividends too. I forget about that. Literally, this is the most perfect stock, guys, to just buy it and hold it for the next like 3 years. Just do it. That's what I have to say. This is what I'm doing. This is exactly what I'm doing right now with airlines. I'm doing it with American Airlines. I think airlines are great. Nvidia next. I'll do Nvidia next. So I mean, Nvidia, guys, same thing as AMD. Same thing as AMD. Nvidia seems to be holding a little bit better than AMD was. but it's still at some crucial levels. And the fact that AMD has earnings, if AMD does bad, this is going to cause Nvidia to do bad, cause Nvidia to fall as well as sympathy for it, and then as well as MU. We're gonna have to look for that one too. Um, but yeah, Nvidia is in the same boat as AMD in my opinion. Honestly, it could be even a little bit worse for them because since they are the top competitor, if AMD, since they're like one of the top people, like if AMD and like MU start catching up to them and doing well, Nvidia could even drop even more. So this earnings is very crucial for them as well. That AMD has very crucial for Nvidia. So if Nvidia can hold below this 186.13 level here, I'd look for a first I'd look for a retest. I'd look for a retest of 186.13 first, and if we reject here, I'd be looking for a push back downwards for around 185 to 183.67, 183.47 here, before seeing 182, 183 flat. I mean, but below 183 flat, this could very well just go back downwards to 181.65 to 180, or even below that. Um, so we have to be very, very, very careful with that for the downside move that can occur. Now, if we can manage to hold above this 186.13 level here, I'd start looking for a pushback upwards to around 189, 190, 189.85, I'd say most likely. Look for a push upwards to around these levels here. If we can break above this 190 level, I'd be looking for a nice move to occur all the way back upwards to 193.99, 194. Before seeing some more consolidation occur again, and then if it pushes above there, I'd look for consolidation to occur at 200. I'd look for any type of rejection occur at 200 for some strong conviction puts with the stop set at 202, and for a drop to occur right back down to roughly 195.45 to 196, I would say. Yeah, 196.69 level here. But yeah, that's what I have for Nvidia going forwards for it. What type of alerts do I do? I do options, but I'm also a futures trader too. So I day trade futures, but my options plays that I look for quality over quantity, guys. So I'm not like a big options day trader, but I will day trade options if I see that it is possible with the best setup. Like for example, this month, I roughly took I think maybe 5 to 6 trades. Like, yeah, I'd roughly say that's all I took. It was like, it wasn't a lot. I have my spreadsheet. Actually, let me check. I'll even look. I took, one second here. I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 trades. I took 3 total trades. One of them I averaged down in, so technically you can make that 4 total trades. But I took 4 total trades for the month of April. I made 9% total growth on my portfolio, a little over 9% total growth on my total portfolio, which is insane. I started doing this whole spreadsheet that I have for people that I started doing last month. If you start following my alerts with $5,000 last month, $5,000 using 5% of your account following my alerts, your growth would be up 67% total, or you would be from $5,000 to $7,343 in growth. That you would have grown $2,343 just from following my trades alone, which is amazing. That right there alone beats the S&P 500 or any type of retirement. If I wanted to, I could literally stop trading right now, and I would do better than any retirement portfolio percentage-wise and everything like that out there. We've almost completely doubled this account within 2 months. We're above 50%, which is amazing. So these alerts pay for themselves. Next one to do is Amazon. Let me pull up Amazon here. Yeah, so Amazon did awful. I knew Amazon was going to do awful. If you guys want to go back to last Sunday Stock Talk. Talked about how Amazon could really die. I really talked about this. Like, this was one of the main things I focused on, guys, last Sunday Stock Talk. I really focused on this and talked about this the most. So, I mean, the fact that this happened, this was so easy. This was so easy to see. So easy. Literally told everyone about all this. But I mean, this still has room to drop in my opinion. Like, this could really see 2371 to 2274 to 2196 before finally bouncing. If it can hold though above its current low that it made of 2432.50, if it can hold above that, it should form some nice consolidation here before maybe even making a move downwards. If it can hold above this 2432.50 level. I wouldn't really be looking to long Amazon unless it gets back above 2584.80, guys. Like, I really would not be looking at Amazon for any potential longs unless it gets down to this 2196.95 level here. This is where I'd be looking to start potentially maybe seeing longs occur. And they have their earnings split occur as well. So as soon as their earnings split, what tends to happen is the stock even drops. The stock drops at by the hype sell the news type of event when it comes to a split as well. So I mean, I this could just very well drop even harder, guys. Like, who knows? Maybe Amazon sub 2,000 before stock split. That would be crazy. But yeah, I really wouldn't be looking at Amazon longs anything until it gets above 2584 to 2600. Let's see here. Overall market for next week, bearish. I'd like to say so, unless something just happens where, like, I mean, like, it could be like everyone's thinking, all right, we're going to be bearish, we should drop, but then it could also be another thing where it's like everyone's bearish, so they just may pump the markets on us. But that's why I'm going by these levels I have here and where I talk about where we could potentially bounce at. So, I mean, if we do, we could very well close the week down here, guys. We could very well close the week at 4,032. We could very well do that. But I do see, for the week, I do see 4,100 being the crucial level to look for this coming week. This 4,100 level here is very, very crucial. So that's what I want to pay attention to first before I even say, okay, we could continue to go downwards, because we could get a bounce here. We very well could continue to bounce off of this daily trend line and even reverse upwards. But yeah, we have to just be very careful with that. Yeah, I would say, like, I mean, again, like, it really, like, and if AMD earnings does bad, and that causes if AMD earnings does bad, we could see another drop occur, because then that'll lead to Nvidia dropping more and other stuff dropping as well. It could not be good. That's just what I'm having in mind. Now, if it does end up well, we could very well see 4,200 again. We could very well recover our way back upwards here and close the week up here somewhere. But this zone right here is really important as well. This zone right here is really important that we're in. What probable alerts have you given? Just check out our Discord. You'll see them all there. Let's see here. I mean, Jorge, you've literally been to so many of my Sunday stock talks. You've been to so many of them. If you just, like, remember what I say for that week, like, and then go back to them, like, you can make money just strictly listening to what I say of Sunday stock talks alone too. So, but does anyone else have any other ticker symbols that they want me to look at? Again, if you just have ticker symbols you want to just write them down below. Okay, there we go. We got Baba and Google. Okay. Let me do those two. Baba. So I've always talked about this. I don't think China stocks are going to do well. But the fact that it did get a nice gap upwards here based on what? Let's see. Was there news that came out for it? I don't pay attention much to Chinese stocks. Okay, so technology stocks led a broad rally in Chinese equities on April 29th, with traders citing speculation of a possible easing of the domestic regulatory crackdown, Bloomberg reports. So it looks like the Chinese market jumped. Yeah, the Chinese tech index, the Hang Seng Tech Index, jumped 11% in Hong Kong. So that's what mainly drove all of this up, based on the speculation of the all of that stuff that they were talking about, the ease of domestic regulatory crackdown going on. So it is actually rejecting off of the zone. So we've talked about the zone in the past here, where if we broke below this, we could see lower. That happened. Now we're going up and we're retesting the zone. I'd like to see a break above 91.24 for a move upwards to 91.91, 92 here. But this needs to break above 92 to even try to attempt to go back upwards to 93.53 before seeing 96.35. Oh wait, I'm looking at it in the wrong spot, guys. I didn't even see. Oh my god. Um, Here. Okay, so we are above this. We're holding here now. We're holding well above here. We have to hold 96.35. If we don't hold 96.35, we will retest this 91.28, 91.24 to 92 level here. But yeah, if this can hold 96.35, this could potentially see a push back upwards to 100 before seeing 102.86. I mean, it did reject off 102.86 in the past too. So if it can get above that crucial level, then it could even very well see 106, 107 again. Next we have is Google. Alrighty, let's look at Google. So Google died. Google died as well on earnings, but it is forming some nice support down here, or a nice consolidation down here. As long as this stays above 2250, this should hold. But below 2250, this could see lower ranges of 2237 to 2231 to 2226. That would be some levels that I would be looking for a move to the downside. I mean, the lowest Google could potentially see would be 2163.47 in the short-term move here. Really short-term move here. I mean, 2167.99. That's also doable. If this can break above 2300, though, look for a push back upwards to 2326 to maybe even see 2367 before seeing some consolidation occur there. Okay. Next ones to look at, we have ABT. I haven't looked at them. Bouncing off a crucial 113.32 level here. If we break below this guy, honestly, we may find some consolidation right here. This could find some consolidation right here. But if this breaks below 113.30, just based on how it moves, like look at how it moves here. Consolidation, then the drop, 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 and it's all of these major crucial levels here that it occurs at. Consolidation, then the run up there, though. So here we have a consolidation, then our drop to this next level here. So then we could see some more consolidation before we drop downwards again. But if this does want to just flush, since it did break below this crucial level here, it could break below 113.32 and see 111.51. That would be what I'd be looking for a downside push. But if it can hold this, I'd consider this more of a range, honestly. This is a zone to look for. Right here. This whole thing is, so I'd be looking for a bounce to occur at roughly 111.51, 111.50 for a potential move upwards or even a quick scalp. But I do think that we could see a bounce occur there, and if it drops below that level there, then 110 is definitely doable, which is a psychological level. For the upside, if it can hold here, let's see if we can see 115 again before seeing 116.32. But yeah, those would be some crucial levels that I'd be looking for. What else do we have? We have Lilly. Eli Lilly. I have not looked at that stock in forever. Oh wow, they had earnings. They did pretty well too. That's great to see. I'm loving that. Retest too. Off previous resistance. Awesome. Beautiful move there. If this can get back above 300, I'd be looking for a push upwards to 305, but I don't really know if this would continue upwards considering it did gap here. So I'd be more careful with Eli Lilly. But yeah, I have been doing this for about an hour now. I'll do one more. ABBV. Okay, let's do that one. Ooh, ABBV had a fat drop before coming back upwards from 140. Seeing 146.88. If it can hold above okay, if it can hold this zone here of where it's literally at right now, this 146.80 level here to 147.65, it needs to hold that level for it to continue upwards. Otherwise, if it drops below there, it's just going to continue to drop back downwards. And the fact that it created the strong move down, I mean, it could potentially see 143.52. So I'd be looking for that. But okay, that's all I have for this. I am going to end this now, so thank you guys for everyone who tuned in. If you aren't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and thumbs up button, and share it with your friends who are also maybe interested in learning about stocks. But yeah, other than that, I am out of here. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Let's do it.